Hey there, it's Michael Greenwood. So back with another video. Right, for this video, I'm going to be talking about a professional video recorder, which you can use if you're a small business owner, if you're a videographer. Very, very versatile, and it's the one that I recommend and personally use in the business to record high quality audio, dialogue, etc. So, without further ado, I'm going to dive right into why I recommend this particular recorder. And before I dive in, I'm actually going to tell you which one it is. It's the Zoom F6, which is this little beauty, which is a fantastic little recorder. Really, really nice, lovely little device. And yeah, it's nice and compact. I tend to keep it in the little bag that came with it, and then it goes in um, the guitar bag that I use most of the time, which has got the cameras in there and everything as well. So it's quite a nice little device. But yeah, the Zoom F6. Now, let's tell you a little bit about it. It's got six inputs. Memory card goes in at the back here. So I just tend to use this 64 gig SanDisk Extreme Pro. I think it's probably a V30. And then it does take AA batteries, but I use it with a NPF battery, which it just lasts forever with one of those. You can stick a couple of AA batteries in as well. They're mostly for like backup to keep the settings basically. I tend to take the AA batteries out every time as well. I don't want them to. Um, when I were a kid, batteries used to corrode and things like that. I'm not sure if it's still a thing, but it's just by force of habit. So I'll dive into why I recommend this particular audio device. So it's the Zoom F6. It's multi-track. Obviously, there's six inputs here, so you can have boom mics going in. You can have dynamic mics. You can have lav mics going in as well. So very versatile. So you can do a podcast. You can do a uh, interviews and all kinds of things. So six channel, 14 tracks um, of audio. You've got six discrete inputs, which have got they've actually got lock-in Neutrik XLR connectors, which is great. If you've got a 3.5, you can get an XLR 3.5 connector. So if you want to put a lab mic straight into it or something like that. Now, one of the main selling points of the Zoom F6 is that it's 32-bit float. So you can use it with 32-bit float. You can also use it with 24-bit if you prefer, but you've got 32-bit, so why not use it with 32-bit? So yeah, it has got time code as well, which is pretty solid in it. And as I've just shown you, it's got multiple power options as well. I never do this, but I think you can. I think you might be able to plug in a USB for power as well. I'm not sure, but I've never done that anyway. But I mean, with an MPF battery, that is how um, I would recommend using that with an MPF battery. So I'd go with that. So yeah, so I've used this on multiple shoots. Just get some dog hairs off this bag that I use with it. So I've had it downstairs with uh, and the dog sheds lots of hair. So I'm just getting that off before I actually get it into me camera bag again. But yeah, it's a fantastic device because it's just so versatile. So you can throw it into your camera bag. I can take it on location. I often find myself using it for a podcast instead of what I'm using for this video now, which is the Rodecaster Pro 2. which is probably better suited for a podcast as it's more custom built for the use of podcasting. But I just tend to take the Zoom F6 because it's so small and compact and reliable, really. So yeah, it's really good. It's got an um, headphone jack as well, so you can use it with headphone. It's got, like I said, time code, so you've got a time code um, input here as well. So that's pretty good. Yeah, so whether you're a videographer or a small business owner who just wants to up the video content, then you're basically going to have unclippable audio because 32-bit float is literally like the raw equivalent of like in photography or raw video where you've got loads of dynamic range basically. So you're not going to be able to clip your audio, or at least it would be very extremely difficult, really. So you've even got a function on it where it can start recording several seconds before so you don't miss anything as well. So that can be quite good as well. Yeah, so it's 32-bit float, so no audio clipping. When you sometimes you might go over zero where you clip audio. Sometimes it might be too quiet as well, which can ruin a take. And then you introduce lots of background noise when you try to bump it up. And so you just don't have that issue. You just get that perfect gain staging basically. So that means that it's a bit more hands off. I mean, I would still obviously follow the usual principles of good getting your levels right and all that kind of thing. So just basically good audio production and everybody, you probably or you can probably mop up in post. So you can probably save that in post, can't you? Or you can fix it in post. But really, you've got your highest leverage if you get your production right. So I would always stick to your um, best practice in it when you're doing your audio recording anyway. But it just means that you can focus on your shoot without stressing too much over your mic levels. So when you're really busy and so let's say you're one man band and videographer and you're wearing multiple hats, you're having to do the cameras, the audio, lighting, everything. So you're the lighting tech as well, and let's say you've got absolutely no help. You're just on your own, like I said, wearing multiple hats. Something like a 32-bit float audio recorder can really help you. Plus, if you're a small business owner, you're not a videographer, you just wanted to take your video content in-house, it can just be less of a learning curve, for your team. So you can focus on your shoot without stressing over your mic levels. You can, even if somebody suddenly shouts or suddenly whispers, or you go into a louder environment, if you're running or gunning or anything like that, you're not constantly having to tweak your audio, like a sound guy would do. So you'd be completely covered for that, and that can be a huge, not only a time saver in post production, but it can be better for your stress levels. When you because you know that everything's covered. It's also ultra compact, which I mean, things are getting smaller anyway in terms of videography equipment. So this is so small and light. So it's just one less thing to kind of um, one less bulky thing to carry around because you've got your lights anyway, which are quite bulky. Your camera might be kind of like a big camera, so it's just better to have like smaller, compact equipment. That does the same thing as well. This bit of equipment 10 years ago, for a start, it wouldn't have been 32-bit float, so it wouldn't have even been the same thing. So it'd be comparing apples to oranges, but it would have been a bigger device, to do this kind of thing. Um, so yeah, whether you're filming solo or you're just a solo one person, or you're filming like a multi-speaker panel, this can cover it. You've got up to six inputs in there. You don't have to use all six inputs. You can just use one or two or whatever. But yeah, it'll take multiple lab mics, shotgun mics, ambient mics, anything you want with noise and very high headroom in terms of the preamps as well, and they're very good quality preamps. Um, yeah, I mean, I've seen some comparisons with these and mixed pre's. It depends, they're probably not going to be as good as mixed pre's, but it is kind of, at a price point. I think these are around about less than £500, less than like probably $600, maybe $700, something like that at the moment. So just looked on Amazon, 460 odd. Um, so very, very affordable for it is an absolute bargain. So yeah, in terms of all these inputs, so you've got six inputs, all are obviously discrete inputs. They're all separate for separate audio sources. Low noise, high quality preamps, like I said. Um, so yeah, very, very, very good quality. You got your time sync, your time code support for syncing audio and video seamlessly to that time code in and out. Um, so you're not going to get so you can, for example, film a long podcast or something like that, and you're not going to run into problems with that. So you can save hours, in fact, in post syncing your footage and all that kind of thing. When you've got multiple cameras and recorders, and especially if you're working with looking at working with a team and scaling your production and stuff like that. Timecode is basically a professional solution. And then in terms of your um, you know, you, the ease of use of this device. There is a learning curve. You'd have to look online for some guides and stuff like that. So I'm not going to say it's necessarily. I'm not going to say it's simple to use for a like a non-videographer. And even if you're a videographer, still a bit of a learning curve. To get your head around the inputs and stuff like that. I mean, there's phantom power as well. So a general rule with phantom power is if it's a boom mic, you'll need phantom power. If it's dynamic, you won't. So that's generally one of the ways of looking at it. So there's phantom power um, on there as well. So understanding what that means and all that kind of thing, and then also when you're recording in 32-bit float, there's options as well. So there's what they call it, the poly versus mono stereo. So there's a couple of ways of so there's poly waves and versus mono stereo. So you'll have to figure out which you prefer. To use with that kind of thing as well. So there's a bit of a learning curve. I'm not going to say there's not with that in terms of the ease of use, but in terms of your controls, once you start recording, everything's very straightforward. You've got your record button, you've got your stop. Everything's very visual on screen, which is great. Um, when you're recording in 32-bit float, these dials work differently to if you're doing it in like 24-bit. So that's something to figure out. But I didn't really want to make it a user guide for this video. It's more a review. So would I recommend this if you're a small business owner, if you're a videographer? It's been very reliable. It's let me down once, but that was because of the memory card, and then I just kind of discarded that memory card and never used it again. I've never had that problem again, so that was definitely the memory card. But it did let me down once. But like I said, that was the memory card. And memory cards do fail. They're kind of like a consumable part. But yeah, if you want professional grade audio, and I'm not even going to say professional grade on a budget because it is professional grade. Um, for the money, it's just fantastic value. So value for money. I've got absolutely no regrets about investing in that a couple of years ago, like I did. But yeah, if you're doing podcasts, if you want to use it as an audio interface for your Zoom, it'll do that. Live streams, um, run and gun. You can do that. You can have it on a tripod and then the camera on top. You can have it separately. You can use it on a boom as a, like an audio tech. So you can have it in your sound bag. So it's absolutely fantastic. So and yeah, I mean, is a mixed pre or something like that going to be better? Probably, yes, I would say. I mean, um, but it's an higher price, so it depends on your budget. But this has been absolutely fantastic for me. I've got the some of the nicest audio I've ever got, and used it. I use it on most jobs as well. Use it on every podcast. Like I said, it's much more convenient than taking the Rodecaster Pro 2 anywhere. I don't need the extra functionality of the Rodecaster Pro 2. It will work with this mic, so you can power the Shure SM7B with it, without a cloud lifter or a FET or anything like that. So it's absolutely fine for that. Um, and as yeah, it's pretty much. I found it to be. It's one of those things where you're thinking, is how future proof is it? I think nothing. I think there's no real improvements to be made. With regards to this, in terms of like battery power is really good. It's really robust and solid. I mean, I look after my equipment, but this looks pretty much brand new. I love that kind of gunmetal grey look to it as well. It's just a solid, really nice, no regrets purchase. So I would highly recommend it. Um, so yeah, if you are thinking of buying one, definitely go with get some MPF batteries. They will last ages, absolutely ages, like multiple sessions. It really isn't high on the power consumption. It doesn't consume much power when using MPF. But I would probably, you don't have to, but you can stick in a couple of double A's as well. But yeah, the audio's top quality. Um, there's if I if I were to pick a fault, I'd probably, and it's not really a fault, really you have to take the MPF battery off to get to the SD card slot, but I mean that's nothing really, just by design because it's such a compact device. I have also got the Zoom F3 as well, which I've hardly used to be honest. I kind of just bought it as a bit of a backup just in case. But yeah, it's absolutely great. Is it a prosumer device? Yes, I would say it is. Technically speaking, a prosumer device, um, but it's still for me, it's professional quality. So I use it on very professional jobs. So yeah, I just think it's a professional device. I also use the um, what is it? The Rode Wireless Pro, which is also considered a prosumer device, but I get professional results out of that as well. So what I would say is always have a backup. Always test your audio with some headphones into it to make sure. Keep checking up on it to see if it's still running. It's an electronic device. It's technology at the end of the day. Things can go wrong, so always have a backup recorder. If you're using one. But I've had it a few years. It's been great. Not I've not used it daily because I don't film daily, um, but don't tend to film daily. So I can't say it's been used all day, every day because it hasn't. So it's not been like a couple of years of every day, all day, every day use, um, or anything like that. So I can't give you that kind of review or feedback on it. But the way that I've used it, it's been absolutely great. So yeah, it's a fantastic device. So yeah, drop me a comment in if you've got one of these or if you're thinking about getting one. Is this in your budget? I'm just looking at Amazon now. It's £466 at the moment. Amazon.co.uk here in the UK. I'm just going to check on Amazon USA. So this is set about $750. Bear in mind you can get the Zoom F3, which is a rather than six inputs. It's still got the 32-bit float, but it's a two-input little field recorder. That's unbelievable for the size. It's obviously a cut down version with two inputs and everything, and the LCD screen is not as good. It's more like black and white, or like white and purple, light grey and purple kind of thing. Um, Whereas the Zoom F6, it's different colours and stuff like that. But it gets the job done. It gets the job done. Um, so yeah, pick one up if you need a recorder. I highly recommend it. Definitely. And yeah, I will see you next time. Like, comment, share, subscribe this video if it's useful. And yeah, I'll see you next time.